What's going on, everybody? John Eric Pola here with my MMA news. And please forgive me for my little hoarse voice here. I know the allergy season and whatnot. The weather's been very weird here in Pennsylvania. My throat's definitely feeling it today. But I know we're definitely be tuning in to hear from today's guest. And today's guest will be fighting Charles Johnson at UFC London on July 23rd. I am pleased today to be joined by the youngest fighter on the UFC roster, just 21 years old. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mokaev. Mohammed, thanks for doing this, man. Really appreciate the time. It's great speaking with you here. First time we're doing one of these. Really looking forward to the conversation today.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
So let's start getting into things here. And before we start talking about this fight, I do actually want to back up in time and kind of give everybody your backstory here because it is pretty interesting. You've had a fantastic career up to this point. We'll actually start with your last fight, though. So, last fight, UFC debut, you win in just 58 seconds to finish Cody Darden. What was that like for you, right? To be in a new promotion, to come out and make such a great first impression on the UFC and all the fans with such a big win?
Yes, it's amazing. Amazing to have fast finish on London card and now back to another London card again this year. It was amazing that Dana White liked the event, so he gave out 8, 9 bonuses. So I believe you're gonna like this event even more.
And Dana's been very generous with the bonuses a lot recently. I think the last two events he's given anybody that had a finish got a bonus. So hopefully it keeps going that way for you. But I do want to stick now to before your UFC journey here. So obviously it's been a journey to this point. Right? You're 7-0 as a pro, going into your second UFC fight. Well, obviously your amateur career, any fighter before they get in the UFC or before they make a pro debut, they obviously have an amateur career. Your amateur career is as good as it gets, right? 22-0, you won 2 world championships as an amateur. Just talk about kind of the road to this point and kind of how you got started in the sport and were able to have such a great amateur career the way how you did.
Yes, actually 23. No,
23-0, I'm sorry.
worries. Yeah, so it's good to have amateur career behind. It's not about my record. It's about our competed in wrestling, in jiu-jitsu, in nogi. I just competed every weekend basically. It wasn't just about MMA background. It's about all competitions in martial arts. So it gave me like a big confidence, make me very confident and give me a push with experience.
And now, obviously, everybody can probably tell from your voice that you have a like a Russian type of a accent there. Obviously, right? So you're born in Dagestan, and immediately everybody's gonna go, that makes sense why this guy's so damn good. What's in the water over there in Dagestan? Every time that there's a fighter from Dagestan, they just absolutely just destroy people. I think your nickname Punisher fits you probably very well, right? Haven't been beaten yet. What is it about you guys from Dagestan that makes you guys so damn tough and so damn good at the sport?
I believe it's a tough life. It's a tough life, and like on only way to feed your family. Either your your parents work in government, it's really or either you become athlete, wrestler. There's so many good wrestlers, Olympic champions, and so there's a lot of competition in wrestling. So now, in past 10 years, everyone moving to MMA because there's less competition now. Become a lot of competition, and people start moving to like boxing and competition builds in every sport. So I believe just people want to feed the family. That's why we have to like, fight for it.
And while obviously right, you have that connection to Dagestan, you do have a connection to the UK where this fight's actually going to be at here. Explain the connection to the UK. Obviously, you've been living there for a little bit now, and kind of how you made that move to go over to the UK like that.
I didn't understood the question properly. Sorry.
Uh, Tell everybody how you ended up living in the United Kingdom for a little while.
How?
How? Yes. How you ended up in the United Kingdom.
We just came with the family, came with the family and stayed there. and I went to school. I went to school, and after school I went to college, and that's how I start doing my sport lifestyle.
Gotcha. And I have one other thing before we start getting into this fight. I did see somewhere along the way in your career, you did some work with the Hickman brothers. Just talk about them a little bit and kind of the work you did under them for the little short period of time that you were with them.
Yes, Hickman's and there's Andrew Wood, Woody, Tiger Muay Thai. This is free Hickman, Frankie, George, Woody. They helped me a lot. There's Johnny, boxing. He's over Thailand. So this four people they helped me a lot while I was there, and we actually stay in touch every day now while I'm in the camp. They help me a lot. They have a lot of experience. They never cared about like to be in the corner to care about money. They always care about me first, and I will. I really thankful for that, and soon we will take the belt. Yeah, they help me a lot. You know, they more than help, because that time of period when I went there, not many people knew me, and some people believed, some people said it's hype, but these actually people who worked with me, you know. So
Yeah,
yeah.
those guys, right? A lot of great guys over there. I know George. I've had on for interviews once or twice here. He's a great guy, and I know he's done a lot of great works with a lot of great athletes over the years here. But anyway, let's start getting into the reason why we're here. Right, big fight coming up here on July 23rd. Just talk about this training camp right now. Obviously, I know you're down there in South Florida at American Top Team. Fight camp is kind of starting to get to the point now to, maybe intensify a little bit as we approach 1 month before the fight. Just how's your camping going?
Yes, camp going amazing. I'm living in the gym, training here every morning and night here. Not going anywhere like much around. Just like weekend, maybe today I go to the beach, maybe relax, and I just stay focused. I just stay focused. I know I have a short amount of time to become champion, so I don't have time to celebrate my fight too much. I'm back to the camp straight after my fight in London, and I'm planning to fight again September, October, maybe Abu Dhabi.
And obviously, your American Top Team is one of the best gyms in the world. Just how exactly did you end up choosing American Top Team and get down there for all your training camps?
Yes, there's high level coaches over here like Parumpa. There's Mike Brown. Um, First, I knew about top team. It was Mikey Road when he used to coach here. I met him in Manchester when he was there for UFC. When he told me come over, I said I was only 16 years old that time, So I said maybe one day, So yeah, I'm here now, 5 years later, and there's Brad Pickett. His coach is GB top team in UK, and he has a lot of experience. Uh, when I'm in UK, I'll go train with him, and he always tell me go to American top team. You will like this place.
And now, as we're talking about training camp, I do want to actually ask you about your opponent and Charles. Just what have you seen out of him as an opponent? What are you expecting out of him on fight night?
He's a good opponent, good experience, old guy, good striker, but he has very very big problem in wrestling and grappling. So every opponent, there's hard to find someone around the fight, around fighter to have everything. He's just like one of them. You just have just a striker, I believe. That's it.
So let's now talk a little bit with this whole UK thing here. So obviously, right, you mentioned before how you've lived there for a little while. You went to school over there in the UK, right? You did fight over in London once before, but this is obviously a bit of a homecoming for you. And usually when fighters have homecomings, everybody's hitting them up that they know from there and wanting tickets and whatnot. Is there any pressure to fighting back over in London at all?
Not really. I have already fought I have 30 fights altogether now, 30 times. I spent time in the cage with the crowd, and I had no pressure even on debut. Never mind on second fight, you know. So it's all good, you know. So it's just another day in the office.
Is there anywhere that you hope to fight at in your career here? I know you mentioned that you fought in London quite a few times. Now, obviously, two UFC fights in London. I think you mentioned Fight Island before at Abu Dhabi, but is there anywhere specifically maybe that you like to fight at some point in your UFC career here?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter for me. Anywhere where you take me close to the title, you know, maybe I'll fight in America soon. Maybe end of this year. But we will see. I'm concentrate on this fight first, and then we'll see.
And you mentioned, right, whatever the road to the title. I know every fighter obviously has a road to the title. That's and title aspirations in their career. Obviously, right, for you being such a young guy, a lot of people are very excited for your career here. Do you have a roadmap as to like maybe a set date as to when you want to hold that title, or no? Do you just plan on UFC lines them up? You'll keep knocking them down until you get there.
Depends. If guys from top 15 gonna fight me next not this fight. I mean after Charles Johnson, then the road starts, you know. But if the guys still not gonna accept from top 15, it'd be harder for me. But I'm just aiming for end of 2023.
Awesome. So yeah, well, I'll obviously be tuned right in for this whole entire journey here through your career. One last thing I got to ask before we roll out. Obviously, I opened it up, right? You're the youngest fighter on the roster. You're 21 years old. 21 in America is a big year because people could get in the bars over here. Are you a drinker? Do you drink at all? Do you have a favorite drink?
No, bro. I'm Muslim. I don't drink.
I say I didn't think you did, but I didn't want to assume anything, so I just wanted to ask that question there, just because of 21 being such a big thing over here. Anyway, man, it's been a pleasure speaking with you today. I know we covered a lot of ground, a lot of different things. Last thing before you roll out, plug your social media so people know where to follow you at. If you have any management sponsors you can give shout out to, you get the last word.
Yeah, just shout out to all my people who supports me, and see you guys in London. Thanks.
All right, Maham, thanks so much for all the time here today, man. Really appreciate it. It was great talking with you. Really looking forward to this fight, too, coming up here again. This fight is on July 23rd at UFC London, so make sure you guys have that date circled, and make sure you're checking out MyMMANews.com for all of our great work that comes out there all 7 days of the week. And last thing before I roll out here, if you like today's interview, please go to the bottom, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to this YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. We'll see you later, everybody.